We open on Arthur Bishop, a stoic and highly skilled hitman living a life of routine precision. A man of few words and precise actions. Bishop's life is one governed by codes, details, and silence. His work is elite, surgical assassinations that leave no trail. In a luxurious yet isolated home in New Orleans, Bishop receives assignments through encrypted messages. His next target is a Colombian drug lord under heavy protection. We watch as Bishop plans meticulously, studying floor plans, schedules, and guard rotations. He poses as a pool technician and eliminates the target without anyone realizing it was an assassination. As Bishop returns home, we dive into his past. Raised without real family, trained by a secretive organization, Bishop was mentored by Harry McKenna, a man he respected deeply. Harry was more than a teacher, he was a father figure. Bishop's cold lifestyle is contrasted by his occasional visits to a prostitute named Sarah, the closest thing he has to intimacy. Yet, there's an unmistakable loneliness about him. His life is devoid of true human connection. Bishop's employer, Dean, calls him in for an unusual assignment: eliminate Harry McKenna. Confused, Bishop learns that Harry allegedly sold out the organization and caused the deaths of operatives. Bishop hesitates. He seeks proof, but Dean provides what seems like irrefutable evidence. Torn between loyalty and duty, Bishop ultimately accepts. He invites Harry for coffee, reminisces, and in a quiet, heartbreaking scene, kills him with a silenced pistol in the car. The guilt lingers. At Harry's funeral, Bishop meets Steve McKenna, Harry's reckless and angry son. Steve is a loose cannon, charming but volatile. He's determined to find out who killed his father. Bishop keeps his involvement hidden but offers to mentor Steve, introducing him to the art of assassination. He doesn't reveal the truth, at least not yet. Bishop begins training Steve in the art of the kill. We see detailed scenes of surveillance, target profiling, use of weaponry, and psychological conditioning. Steve is impatient, aggressive, and impulsive, everything Bishop is not. But Bishop sees potential. Their first mission is the elimination of a hitman known for abusing young men. Bishop wants Steve to understand the necessity of patience and planning, but Steve botches the plan and kills the man in a chaotic fight. Bishop covers for him. As their partnership deepens, Steve begins to admire Bishop, seeing him as a surrogate father figure. Bishop sees a reflection of his younger self in Steve, wild, unpolished, and full of vengeance. But he also sees danger in Steve's impulsiveness. Tension brews as Steve continues to ask questions about his father's death. The duo continues taking contracts together, becoming an efficient team. But the cracks begin to show. Steve grows more erratic and violent, executing jobs with flair rather than subtlety. Meanwhile, Bishop starts noticing irregularities in the organization's orders. The assignments seem personal, less about threats, more about silencing people. Bishop investigates in secret and discovers Dean orchestrated Harry's death to cover up embezzlement. He was never a traitor. Bishop's guilt surges. He was manipulated into killing the man he respected. He now knows Steve deserves to know the truth, but fears what it might unleash. In a pivotal moment, Steve finds Bishop's hidden file detailing Harry's assignment and learns the truth. Enraged, betrayed, and grieving anew, Steve pretends he doesn't know and begins plotting revenge. Steve continues working with Bishop, masking his rage. Meanwhile, Bishop prepares for the ultimate move, taking down Dean and the corrupt leadership of the organization. They plan a final mission: assassinate Dean and wipe the slate clean. Bishop wants to protect Steve by giving him closure and a clean start. The mission is complex, requiring infiltration into a secure compound. Bishop uses Steve as bait to draw Dean out. In a thrilling sequence, bullets fly, traps are sprung, and Dean is ultimately killed. But the aftermath is bitter. Steve confronts Bishop, holding him at gunpoint. They fight. A brutal, emotional clash that ends with Steve drugging Bishop and setting his house to explode. Steve escapes, believing Bishop is dead. Steve adopts Bishop's identity. He takes the classic 1972 Chevelle and begins traveling. He leaves a message at Bishop's grave, stating he's taking over. But something haunts him, Why didn't Bishop ever truly defend himself? Why did he let Steve live? Flashbacks show Bishop planning everything, anticipating Steve's betrayal. A final message is revealed. Bishop recorded a farewell note, explaining his motives, guilt, and affection for Steve. But Bishop is no fool. He never died. Bishop survives the explosion, having switched vehicles and planted a body double. Now, in the shadows, he tracks Steve. Not out of vengeance, but curiosity. He watches Steve botch an assignment and realizes Steve is not built for the life. His aggression has overtaken his purpose. Bishop confronts Steve one last time. They don't fight. They talk deeply, honestly. Bishop warns Steve that revenge consumed him, and now he's become the very thing Harry never wanted. Steve walks away, disillusioned. Bishop lets him go. Bishop returns to his solitude. He deletes his files, burns old passports, and disconnects from the world. He's done. In the closing scenes, we see Bishop walking along a dock, watching the sunset. He leaves his weapon behind. He's ready to disappear. The screen fades out with his final words. A mechanic's job isn't to fix people. It's to remove the broken pieces, quietly.